topic today is how learning to connect to higher consciousness can help you in your present life. Hi, I'm Janie J., author and spirit medium. A few years ago, I learned how to connect to universal consciousness, God, Jesus, ascended masters, or as I like to call it, all that is. I teach how to do this. I call it my Connect to Transform process. And that information is available on my website for free. And the website is www.thenewIammovement.com. But people ask, well, why would this even be important? And how could I use such information in my day-to-day life? First, I want to remind you, anybody can do this, not just psychic mediums, clergymen or women, or woo-woo teachers. All of us can do it. It's actually part of our human experience. And also, it's worth mentioning that you can connect to folks who are living now and deceased. Let me give you some examples in my own life about how I use the Connect to Transform process to help me answer questions that I desperately wanted to know. First of all, I talked to Byron Katie, and you may know her as an author and spiritual leader. She has written over 25 books, including one with Wayne Dyer and another one with Marianne Williamson. And we're about the same age, and she's still living. So I did a soul connection with her, which means I connected to the spirit realm in the Connect to Transform process, and I got some insights. I did not talk to her in person, but her insights were very helpful, I found. I wanted to know questions about how to use my spiritual gifts, and this was when I was first finding out this, and I wondered why she wasn't doing more to spread her message. And she gave me a very interesting answer. She said, Janie, at our ages, which was in our 60s, it's not about building an empire and making tons of money. It's more about enjoying life and sharing our gifts. And boy, do I resonate with that. I just kind of needed somebody to give me permission that it was okay, because I love doing the spiritual work, and I intend to devote time and energy to that all the days of my life, which I figure will be about another 30 years. But man, oh man, I do not want to work so hard like I did in the rest of my life in construction and property management and in real estate, not to mention the other government jobs I had. That was a rat race, and I do not want to return to that. So it was very insightful to talk to her, someone close to my age, and see her take on it. And I think that was very helpful to me. Another person I spoke with was Roger Bannister. You might remember him as the first man who broke the 5-minute mile record. And while he was training for the Olympics, he was also going to medical school, which I think is just totally outstanding. I don't know how anybody could do that. So when I was training for the National Senior Games a couple of years ago, I asked for some advice. And this is what he told me. He said consistency in training, that was important, and learning how to pace yourself equally is important. And he said don't ever quit, even when it's hard. So that's good advice for anyone. And it helped me to actually when I was age 65, I got in the top 10 in the United States in 2 track and field events. And that's pretty outstanding when you consider that, 2.5 years before, I was just learning how to go from walking to jogging. So most of the people that compete in that event have been athletes doing track for years, since high school and college. And I was basically a newbie. So to get in the top 10 with his advice, and of course I had a coach and a team too, but it was very insightful. And then lastly, I want to talk about Billy Graham. Everybody knows him as the great evangelical leader. My marketing coach told me to ask him for some help when she realized that I had downloaded an entire book from Ascended Masters and was given the life mission of starting a movement, the New I Am Movement. So I asked him for some insights because, frankly, I was kind of worried about how to accomplish this big goal and have enough money to do so. So this was his answer. He kept telling me it's okay to make money. It's going to take money to lead a movement, and God doesn't want us to live in desperate situation. He wants us to be abundant. So don't feel bad about the money. You're going to need it. So I found these incitements very helpful, and I would encourage you to download the instructions for the Connect to Transform process and follow me on social media and help us up-level humanity, one soul at a time.